the recording, and I will let Andy and Jamie take over the show. Hey guys, what's going on?
Hey Scott, not a lot. Thank you, buddy. Hi Jamie, how are you?
Andy, what's going on? Happy Thursday to you and everybody out there.
Yeah. Happy Thursday. Looks like we're gonna have a decent crowd. Thanks everybody for joining us today. And got a little surprise for you. I mean, we got a new version today, so I'll be able to show you some new features and new little features that you guys will have access to pretty soon. I'm hoping so. It's going to be a good one today. Uh, My name is Andy. This is a trading studio, and that's Jamie and Scott. Let's dive in. Before we do, let's handle the disclaimer here. Trade Ideas, we are a content publisher here. Jamie and I will be talking about a lot of stuff, some charts and stocks and things like that, but nothing should be construed as investment advice. If that's what you're looking for, please seek out a registered advisor or a stockbroker, somebody that has that license and can legally give you that information. Okay, the agenda for today, market recap. As always, interesting, kind of in no man's land now. We'll talk about that. And then the Holly recap, a couple of really nice trades today that Jamie will go over and hit upon. And then I had a gentleman sent me a request for to build an alert, and I thought it was, as I was building it, I said, you know what, this is going to be a great case study for our room today. I mean, for not room, but for our webinar. So we're going to kind of go over what he sent me and kind of look at when you're building a momentum alert. It's kind of you're either going to catch them quick, but get a lot of junk that comes along with it, or you're going to look for those breakouts or breakdowns on big volume that you might feel like you're a little late to the party, but a lot of times those are ones that keep going, and you're going to get less noise coming through there. In other words, a lot of head fake. You don't get as many head fakes because your parameters are much tighter. Anyway, I think more and more people need to understand this, so we'll go over that. And then I'm gonna hit on the new features that are coming, window group linking. So in other words, if you want to have one window linked to two charts and another window linked to another two charts, you're gonna be able to do that soon in the future here. So that'll be fun to take a glance at that. And then the price alerts game. I know it's difficult right now, especially in this market when we only come around every 2 months, but I think we're going to see some interesting stuff. As a matter of fact, something jumped out at me today, and I'm going to go over one alert from somebody that was a pullback alert. And I think these are the kind of things, these are the kind of entries you need to be looking for. He was the big winner. And when it gets like this and you get a lot of chop, you cannot be chasing momentum in either directions. I mean, you can in some stocks, let's face it, but as far as the general market goes, you're going to get chopped up. But that's about it. Now let's quickly go over the 5-star support, education, and training that we have here at Trade Ideas. Now, two days out of the week, you're going to have Steve and myself on Tuesday and Thursday, and then we're going to rotate. Then that following week, you're going to have Jamie, Dan, and Brad. And so that's going to be on rotation now. I hope it's working out for you guys, because it's definitely working out for us. After doing this for 5 years, every week, it's really hard to come up with content each and every week. So this makes it easier for us, and I think it's going to be, kind of fresher for you as well. But it's still a great place to come, guys, if you're new, because we do invite questions to come in, and we will get to them. So if you have questions about the software, it's a good place to drop it in the questions panel here. We do have content to present, but we'll get around to it with, and then this webinar, the support webinar is probably your best place to come. It's Monday through Friday at noon, 12 Eastern. It's a daily support session. Like I said, we do it Monday through Friday every day at 12 Eastern, and we do it for 1 hour. So a great place for you guys to come if you have questions. That way you can get some, a desktop view of us helping you with the software instead of just getting text over an email. It's much easier this way. If you do want to come to that, please go to trade-ideas.com/live. If you're in Barry's room on the live stream, you can just hang out in there and we'll take it over for an hour. All right, and I'll save this next slide for Scott as he walks us out. And let's pull out the SPYs and take a look at the slop we have lately. Zoom in a little bit, and the market was under pressure. You know, you can see Steve talked about this on Tuesday. You know, we were having a hard time getting above this 10-day moving average, which was kind of forcing the action lower. Didn't even get close that day. This day was close, but could not get through. And then we had this big gap down yesterday, and we rallied. And I remember on the close, because I have been trading SPX for a while now, as soon as we broke down below, you know, this 10-period moving average here, and I've been trading it pretty well. Well, last night I went home some, and I told Steve, I said, I know how this market is. We're going to gap up 1% to market tomorrow morning, and sure enough, we did. Of course, I covered on the close. I wish I would have stayed in now, but I couldn't. You know, once we went to highs in the first 30 minutes, I decided to get out. But that was the first loser I've really taken on them in a while. It's okay, you know. I will, you know, possibly jump back in as well. But if we fall down back below it, but the key, the point I'm making here is, I was not chasing lows down here and shorting the market down here. I was waiting for it to come up, and I was doing it, you know, in these areas, you know, at the top near the 10-period moving average. And if you're playing the shorting game, guys, that's probably the way to do it. And really, you don't have to play a lot of size if you're shorting, because you can, you know, you can play small size, because typically your moves are much bigger to the downside, and you can always add to your position. But that being said, what do we have now? Okay, well, it looked like it very impressive, but let's face it, that's not a pretty looking candle right there. You know, bear with me, I can't draw as good as Steve can on here with this stupid pen. But not what you call a bullish candle. Most of it was on the gap up this morning. We ran in the first 30 minutes of the day, went sideways for a while, and closed near low below that 20-period moving average. You know, close enough. I'm not gonna say we're, you know, it's well below, because it's right there at the 20-period moving average. So we'll see what happens in the morning. Are we going to get another gap up? Boy, it would be hard pressed to after that action today, but who knows? So we're kind of in no man's land right now. I mean, and you know, it's chop. It's really chop right now. I thought we would have more chance of going lower than what we did, and we still may at some point. It just, gosh, I don't know. It just feels like this market's going to have a black swan or some sort of macro event, maybe China invading Taiwan or something. I don't know, to sell off, because there's just so much cash awash in the system right now. It just seems like, you know, money just gets tossed around back into equities and rotation, and we're still seeing that. So, you know, my guess would be we would hit the 200 down here before we go to all-time highs, but you know, if nothing happens in October and then we start getting to the holiday season, you start thinking about those Christmas rallies that just kind of move higher on no volume. That's quite possible too. So to me, I think you just got to stay in scalping mode. I was doing real good until I covered half of my position here in SPXs, but then I added to it on the close yesterday, and then yeah, I got popped. But anyway, we're in no man's land. You know, we're right in the middle of the 50 and the 10-period moving average, and right just below the 20. So man, you can't hardly get any more no man's land than that. So well, we'll see what happens. We'll take a look at the Qs real quick. Let me erase this. And kind of the same story there, even less vigor. Wade didn't even get anywhere near its 20 and closer to its 10 period. So that is ugly as well. IWM, which has done nothing all year, is basically right in the middle of its range. So nothing to really talk about there. Not going to even pull up the Dow, but Jamie, anything you want to add to it? Because
No, that closing candle, I mean, just the way that candle closed today kind of tells us,
yeah,
no guarantee that we're not going to move higher, but boy, just all that
yeah.
wick tells a
See,
tale.
good points, Jamie, and to bring that up, when we've had our bounces previously, we were closing near highs on these bounces, and yeah, you haven't seen too many top and tails in the spiders with coming off a V bottom like lately, but definitely had one today. So we'll have to see what that brings. But other than that, Jamie, I don't have anything to add. If you want to grab hold of the steering wheel,
Yeah, we'll talk about Holly. Holly had a
yeah,
okay day today, so let's take a peek.
all righty.
We have eyes on now. Okie dokie.
Uh, I do.
You got it? Okay, good
Yep.
deal. All right, so as everybody can see, I've got the all trades plotter up as well as the strategies plotter. So if we just kind of peruse the numbers down here, just keep in mind the values that you see on the positions plotter are based around risking $100 per trade. And then down here, if I cycle through, obviously conservative was the bigger winner today. If we tallied up everything in this column right here, well then we'd have 491.20. Moderate, taking a little bit more risk, did not pay off today, about half of what conservative generated. And lastly, aggressive, performing the worst. So definitely the big winner today was conservative. And that just kind of jives with the market that we're in, Andy. You get greedy, you keep hoping for more, it goes away pretty quick. And that's exactly what Holly was telling us today. Nice smooth equity curve on the conservative profit side. Of course, always things to pay attention to that aren't necessarily visible in the P&L on how we could have interacted with some of these trades. And, typically we like to look for, obviously since conservative won out today, we're not going to see a whole lot of conservative. If I can get my pen to work, we're not going to see a whole lot of conservative and moderate spread here. We got just a teensy amount there, not really worth covering. We got definitely more being gleaned in the TPTX, which really interesting action on the TPTX today that we'll talk about here in a second. But what I'm pointing out here is there's just not a whole lot of spread over here. Let me sort by moderate real quick here. All right, we got a tiny bit on the ARNA, none in the TPTX on that trade, but that was a really good trade. You got a smidge in RGP, so just not there today. If we take a look at Amed, this is the most obvious one where she flatted the trade and had the AI stayed in it, made just a little bit over 1R. Keep in mind we're risking $100, so still nothing to write home about. We can see right up here, getting out right at the same price that she got in right here. And then this thing went up nicely for the rest of the day, a little bit more on the table at the peaks, but if we held to the close, that's reflective of the 64.74. So really just ignoring the exit signal here on the profit save. Sometimes you gotta sit a little bit of a wiggle back down to flat once you've been up, but didn't get anywhere near the stop loss down here. So just simply being a little bit more patient, letting that trade work out would have paid off. Not real handsomely, but big difference between making zero and knocking down about $65 there. So every once in a while we get a double play. Okay, we get a double entry on a symbol. Most of the time it's the same direction, so it might go long initially, then go long again later. But very interesting on the TPTX, because keep in mind the first one was early. The early one, I should say, was a long up here, and then it quickly, well, wasn't a stop out, but it was a profit save. Okay, so we can see right here, she flats the trade right here, and then lo and behold, after we start gravitating down, a short sell on the second one, about an hour, not quite an hour and 20 minutes after that initial buy. So Andy, the AI acting very, I guess for lack of a better description here, human-like. You take a stab at it on the long side first, doesn't quite have the oomph that you thought, starts grinding down, kind of wedging up right there. And then short sale executed here. Would have been really, really pristine had we not had this kind of wide opening 5-minute candle here. So if we mark off the low, playing by the rules, nice entry on the short side by Holly. And then as we gravitate down to this level here and break that opening range, I mean, look how nice and orderly that was leading up to right here. And this would have been just a super fantastic add on as we break that opening range. And then you can see nice downturn. So that add-on opportunity came around 49, we'll just call it 49.50. This thing bottomed out at 42.50. So there was another 7 points, probably the biggest move of the day by far, after already being in the money considerably with Holly. So, you know, how many times have you done that? You go long, you go short, it doesn't work, you flip direction, and that's really where the payday comes. So definitely kind of impressive with Holly there on the dual entry, trying the long, flatten it, then going short later on, then with an excellent add-on opportunity. I think that came right about, what was that time? About 12:35 my time, so about 1:35 Eastern time. So some really good opportunity there that you can't necessarily see on the blotter there.
And look at that relative volume. People ask, gosh, how can a stock continue to sell off all day like that? And that's why you got that fire hose open, wide open, and just selling and selling and selling, and no bounce.
And look how the options volume closed today.
Yep.
Big,
Yep.
and 5-minute volume was just off the hook all day. So definitely, if I had to guess, some institutions getting out of TPTX today.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, we've been down that rabbit hole before. Is it the retail community or the institutions? When you get volume like that and a stock with a float of 43 million, you know, no guarantee that it's institutions, but it's a pretty good assumption. One more to talk about here. This one was interesting as well. Grom, okay. Initially a short, but Holly pulling the plug once again, break even, sell here, buy here. Then it just goes boom the other way big time after she closes it out in conservative mode. And once they blow past these stops, typically I don't really pay much attention to them. What's interesting is what happened later in the day, okay? Well above the stop, and you know that on a re-entry for Holly, it can be generated on a stop out or on a conservative closeout. So this one happened way late in the day, almost, let's see, that's 1 o'clock my time, right about 2 p.m. Eastern time, with only about an hour left to go in the market. And if you look at the column right here, it was a re-entry at 12.56 right here at a price of 5.35. So took a while to develop, and notice that this entry right here is exactly halfway between the stop area up here and the entry area, and that's when a re-entry will trigger. And of course it throws a little wiggle at you, you know, almost gets us on the stop again. But had you played that re-entry, once you get halfway between the stop and the entry price, would have paid off handsomely to the tune of about 7%. So typically you don't see them act like that. Typically it's usually around a stop out, and they don't usually go that far above the stop area. But this one did today, and eventually made its way back down and ended up being a good re-entry signal. So some handsome percentage gains today, and not too bad of a performance overall. But in the end, it was conservative profit that won out. And that should be kind of a lesson today as well. I mean, with this choppy market, one would assume that conservative, just taking the money while it's there, is probably going to be the path to follow, especially in markets like this. You know, that missed money is a lot better than lost money. So I'll take 50 cents here, quarter there, and watch another quarter appear. But you know, as long as we're making something in this choppy market in scalp mode, well, you can't complain.
There you go.
Any other trades that you wanted to talk about here before?
No, Jamie, I think you hit on the main ones there. You know, there were a couple of those really good ones there in that RGP and TPTX. And an interesting point you made, which is kind of indicative of the market that we have, that typically you will see Moderate profit, outperform, but now, like you said, taking your cookies is paying off. So you might want to keep an eye on that over the next several weeks.
Yeah, and I didn't even talk about RGP, but that was just a nice, clean little trade right off the bat.
Sure.
You know, from the entry signal here, which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 was actually a nice little opening range break, just a shorter one, coinciding with the Holly signal. And then it just does what we hope a good trade does. It just goes up, never throws any elbows. A little bit of a chance to add around this area right here. Once again, you know, we had that big wick to the downside on TPTX. Got the big wick to the upside here, kind of ruins the beauty there. But nonetheless, adding some here wouldn't have had to sit that big of a wiggle and would have ended up, you know, nicely by the close. So even though there wasn't a whole lot of room in there, what do we have? 1888 up to 1944. So another 50 cents on the table there on a $19 stock isn't too shabby. So that was a nice little add opportunity right there at the orange arrow as that opening range break was broken as well.
All right,
my friend.
good
Let me
job.
kick it back over to you.
All righty. Okay. So yes, I had a gentleman at in chat, and he ended up sending an email because I wanted to see, you know, kind of all the parameters he wanted to use. But basically, what he was looking for is stocks that are really selling off quickly. You know, like a 1-minute candle thrust downward, and you know, he wanted to catch it as soon as possible. Intraday 1-minute bar. Goal is for alerts to go off as soon as panic and increased volatility is downside present, which can occur within 10 seconds. Waiting for the first 1-minute candle to close is often too late for valid entry. So he went on to, because I told him, I said, I need to know all, you know, the filters that you want to use. And he was kind enough to send this over to me, very thorough. A price over $1, total volume on the day, at least 100,000 shares. Volume in the 1 minute, 1,000%. So he's looking for, you know, basically 10 times 1 minute volume. The alerts, actually, this is a filter. This is a 1 minute percentage change in price. Needs to be at least 1% down. And the 1 minute volume needs to be kind of redundant because it needs to be 10 times normal in the 1 minute 1 minute bar. Then he says consolidation breakdown. Stock is making new lows 5, 15, and 30 minute. Stocks break daily support level. Then he gives me a couple of examples. Okay, one was Wells Fargo back on 9/27. You can see this is a 1 minute chart, and then PROG back on 10/4. The problem is, and I went and pulled this up. I'll take a look at Prague real quick since it was more recent. Let's see, and I think that would have been this day right here. Is when to me, this was not really breaking support. Now, all it really did was took out, you know, this prior day's low. So, and the same thing was with Wells Fargo. As these breakdowns happened midday, the stock was still up on the day. Okay, so not only do you have to have, according to his parameters, he wanted the stock to be, I thought he'd see change 1 minute price. Oh yeah, stocks breaking down on daily support level. So I tried to put something in there at first using a you know, a 5-day low or something like that. Then I noticed, well, I'm not getting his stocks in there. So obviously I went back and looked at the stocks carefully because I thought those were a longer time frame that he was sending me, but they were just 1 minute. So anyway, I'm going to kind of tell you so I don't have to sit here and just keep rambling on. I built one for him, and let me pull it over. He likes to call this wall drop. And what I did is I sent this to him, and I just used a new low because, you know, typically if it's hitting a 5, 10, or 15-minute low, obviously it's going to probably be hitting a new low as well. The filters, change from close. Now, I wasn't sure. I thought he had that in there. Change from close, he wanted it down 1%, but maybe he doesn't want that. Let's see. Did I miss that somewhere? Yeah, I think he just wanted the 1 minute, the 1 minute change in price. So I'm going to take that out right now, the change from close. So that's definitely going to help. And we're going to fire this up because I told him that when he got back to me and mentioned a stock that he thought it should have picked up quicker. I think I told him, hey, take out that change from the close. And if you really want to catch them real quick, you might have to check out this position in previous day's range. I said, if you want it breaking down at some sort of support, you at least want it taking out the prior day's low. But if you want to catch them really quick, maybe you should take out that as well. Now, here's the problem you run into, okay? And it's the problem I have with a lot of people that when I'm building upside momentum alerts, they see my extreme master blaster, my extreme volume high-low pro, which I have right here. And they said, Andy, there's some great calls in here, but I want to catch them quicker. I want to catch them before they make that big move. And the problem is I can create something to catch them really quick, but you're going to get so much junk coming through. In other words, if you want to catch them on the 1 minute thrust, when it's only up, 0.5% on the day, but volume's coming in, I can create that for you, but you're going to get so much noise coming through that you're not going to be able to focus on where the real money is going. That's why when I build momentum alerts, I look for range breakouts. I look for 52-week highs, all-time highs. That's what I like so much about Master Blaster. And the same thing can be said about the downside. Now, the downside can happen real quick a lot of times, faster than you get on the upside. So sometimes it is better to be a little bit quicker, but you still want them breaking down at some point. So this is a stock he was referring to, this JYNT today. And there you see the breakdown right here. Well, when the volume came in and it started selling off, it was actually still up on the day. Okay. Now let's see, 1% of obviously $10, $100 is a $1 move. So when it made that $1 move, it was actually still up on the day. So yeah, we can create something like that, but you're going to get a lot of noise coming through. Now with my current filters, you still got this thing. Let me see here. Well, let me run it again since I redid that, took out the configuration. Hold on. History. Put it back on real time and put it back on today. Okay. Since I'm using that previous day's range, you have to be near the low. You're not going to get this thing till about 90, 92.47. But look how far that thing went down. It went down to 75. Would it be nice to get in this thing, around 95? Of course it would. But at the same time, once again, would you not? You might not even see it because other stocks are going to be coming through, because a lot of stocks can drop 1%. Not a whole, it just may be a blurb, just happen and bounce right back up. You see it all the time. So that's what you got to ask yourself. I mean, do you want to catch these things, really, really quick? And risk jumping into a lot of noise? Let's just do that. Let's take out that. Let's take out that previous day's close filter, which basically by setting a max near 0, I know it's got to be close to that. And let's see how much noise we got. Now, being a strong day today, it might not change it, but I can guarantee you if it's a very bearish day, you're going to get a lot of noise coming through. Yeah, and I can already see there's a lot more, coming through. Well, that was a good one. Let me go back to, let's go to about. There you go. That's one that, this is the kind of thing where you're going to get, a lot of noise. So you got to be careful when you're playing these things. There's another one that The volume was there, but for whatever reason, it caught a bid. But look at the daily. I mean, look at the daily. It's a very strong daily. Okay, buyers are coming in. This is why I like, when I create mine, I like them hitting like at least a 5-day high, even a 10-day high to be in better. Even there's another one. Was that the same one we looked at? I think it was. Okay, why is this one so good? Okay, why did this one just keep selling all day? Well, look over here, position and lifetime range. This is an all-time low. You got relative volume of 15. You know, you would have, looking at this, a lot of traders, I know how they think. They're thinking, oh wow, well, I bet it did. Yeah, I started coming through earlier. PRLD. Let's see. Oh yeah. So you would have caught this thing pretty quick. You actually probably would have caught it on this candle. I'm not going to go back and look because I can tell it's meeting all my parameters. The volume's there. But a lot of people are thinking, oh gosh, you know, it's already down 10%. You know, I don't want to chase something like that. I want to catch them right when they're, you know, right when they're falling. That's human nature. A lot of us like to do that. But I can promise you this: a lot of the pros, a lot of the people that been trading for a living for a long time, they will just keep piling on this stock all day long. You know, hitting it, adding to it, adding to it. And look, you know, look, they never broke its 15-period moving average. So don't feel like a stock just because it might be down 10%. If you like to short stocks, that you don't want to trade it. Now, typically, if you're shorting for like a swing trade or something, that's different. You know, to me, I like to fade things. So let me just bring up, and I think this gentleman is on here today, and this is a great one to use. I think this, you know, because you are seeing stocks that are selling off 1% in 1 minute, and they're doing it on volume. So it's good to catch those kind of things. But for a lot of you who are just looking for, you know, momentum to the downside, I have this extreme carnage, and I've shared it with most people, but I'll share it with those who don't have it. And it's looking for stocks that, you know, meet certain criteria. This is a low float one. Let me see. Oh, I'm going all the way back to 10.1. Hold on, let me go to 10.7 here. And I can show you what I'm talking about. Okay, look at there, Jamie. There's TPTX. Come in. See, that would have been double confirmation for me today had I been trading that TPTX, if I'd seen it in Holly and I had this extreme carnage up, and I'm seeing it come through there. Yeah, no, just a beautiful, beautiful little trade. And look what's happening here. Look at this 52-week low right there. And I think it may eventually turn into no, it's nowhere near its all-time low. It's a 52-week low. PRLD, that's the one we just looked at. That actually his scan did pick up. But if you have this scan, you know you're looking at a stock that is on all-time lows by the color coordination here. Okay. You have people who are piling on this on the short side. You have people that just can't take it anymore, that's been in this thing forever, that are throwing up their hands. Another great one right there. The thing about this one right here, you're not going to see these things until they are at least hitting a 10-day low. That's what it's looking for. That one was a little tough one. It's been selling off for quite a few days there. But nonetheless, you're seeing some decent ones today. That one, you know, be careful. Be careful playing anything in the first 15 minutes of the day. Did we look at that one yet? There's another one, ORIC. Same thing. Look at that all-time lows of blue over here. All right, hold on. I got my cough drop out of here. It's driving me crazy. So I got the allergies going. All right, I'm going to share this extreme carnage because I think the gentleman that I was helping on this one, he can kind of look in here and look at some of the filters, if nothing else, and maybe see how he can improve his. But it's a real good one. And guys, I'm telling you, I'm seeing more right now in this market come through my extreme carnage to the downside than I am, you know, I'm seeing more follow through on those than I am to the upside. So may tell you a little bit of what's going on in the market. If maybe not so with some of the big cap, but some of these smaller cap stocks are really getting hit.
Hey, and Andy, real quick here on the extreme carnage.
Yeah.
Jim was wanting to know what the color legend is for, the different
The color?
colors.
Yeah, let me just show you real quick. Let me pull this up and share it real quick, and I'll do that. I think I got it copied. Sorry, my daughter's yelling at me. Okay. Extreme Carnage. Good question. Well, let's just take a look. You're gonna, if you right click in here and you look at my different strategies, it's a multi-strategy window. I have it color coordinated for extreme volume $2 to $10, extreme volume greater than $10, extreme volume low float. Got to be careful with those. Extreme volume 52-week low. That's the kind of stuff I would look for. This 52-week lows is green and the all-time lows is blue. Nice little color coordination there. I know it's similar. I use the same one for my Master Blaster. You can go in there and change colors. The problem is you just run out of colors. I don't want to put everything in red because I want you to be able to differentiate the different segments. All right, you're welcome, Jim. All right, so with that being said, let's move on to the new features coming your way soon. And I got to kind of go through this kind of quick because I do want to hit on the price alerts. But you know what? I don't want to go through this too quick. All right, so what did we add? Well, if you notice, guys, something in my windows, you're going to see something that you don't have, these little color-coded letters in the upper left corner. You can see these are green. You probably have like a gray color or something like this. So I colored all mine green. You're asking, well, why did you do that? Well, if you click on any window right now and you go into symbol linking, you're going to be able to link to all by using just the blue there. I have these set on green. All right, that's what reason for the check mark. Of course, you can do red, gold, purple. And this is going to allow you, if you select a color, in other words, if I select green here, okay, this is only going to link to other windows that are also green. Okay, this is bugging me here. Let me get that. There we go. Okay, let me show you something what I did here with the pre-market channel. Okay, I have this in my dock. Okay, this is my pre-market. I'm sorry, the docking channel bar. I have this for my pre-market. I want to be able to come in here and look. These are all colored purple. Okay, so the windows are only going to link to the windows that are colored purple. So if you watch my charts in the background here, when I click on a symbol, you're going to see they're not going to move. It's only the charts in here that are going to move. It's going to be this was widely requested, and for people that are using docking windows, or you might just have several charts up and you want to link, two to one window, a window, you want to link two to a top list. Well, you're going to be able to do that now. You're going to be able to do that in the tune of 5 different ways to do it, okay, or 5 different times. So in other words, you're going to be able to link to all, and then you're going to have 4 other options if you want to separate, things out. Unfortunately, that's as far as we can go. Maybe we'll add some more in the future. I really I wouldn't understand why somebody would need more than, 4 to 5, linking options. But cool little feature. Okay, so I have one down here that I use when I'm tweeting out Holly. Let me just pull up Holly Twitter here. Okay, so once again, this is another dock window. Let's say right now, okay, it's not working because, well, this is grayed out. So what I need to do, and you can see it's changing. I'm not sure why that is, but what I would need to do if I don't want any of the other windows to change is I want to come in here and assign a color to it. So let's go with red here. All right, there we go. Oh, you know what the problem is? I don't think, Jamie, I was going to ask him about that. Let's see. Oh, good, they do. I was wondering if the strategy trades window was included in that. I don't think the B+ window is. That's what it is. The B plus window doesn't have a linking feature, which I'm going to talk to them about and see if they're going to add that. Okay, I'm going to have to fix this. This is not working. And I've noticed some of my daily chart was the same way, and I could not get it to change. I think maybe it's because it's maybe, I don't know, an older chart layout or something like that. But anyway, you guys get the gist of it. You know, you're just going to basically assign the color that you want to link to each grouping. Okay, it's going to be cool, because I tell you, I got frustrated. I'd have something up on here that I was looking at, you know, and I would pull up my pre-market and then I would click on something. Oh man, it changed. What stock was I looking at? You know, so now you're not going to have to worry about that. So it's really going to be beneficial, I think, to a lot of people. All right, what else is new? Well, I think you guys have some color options now in your most recent version that you have, and we have added some more. So if you go into select background color, you're going to see a big, long, multicolor picker dialog, and you're going to have the change to be able. I think you might just have background color and gradient color right now. Okay, well now you can change the price text color. Okay, you can change the date text color. Let's say this date's down here. Let's say I don't like black. I'm going to give it another color. Let's go with a hot pink. All right, and now I got hot pink down here in the time. I believe you can change this up here as well. Let me see. Jamie, correct me if I'm wrong. You hadn't had a chance to look at it, have you? I was busy today, so I really didn't have as much time. Is that the status? No, it's the status line. Let's change something, way to find out, to blue, and see what happens here. Oh, that is, okay. Everything changed to blue up there.
There you go.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, that's actually like that. It kind of jumps out at you more versus this black. Let me do the same over here. So you'll be able to go in here and go to background colors, and you can go to status line and blue. Cool. I like that. What else can you do? Oh, check this out. You notice that my watermarks are a little bit darker. Well, what you're going to be able to do is we need an apply button down here so you don't have to keep going in and out when you do things. It closes on you. All right, so let's take a look. You're going to have an option of a off-white, the kind of what you have now, which you really cannot make out a whole lot. Okay, I guess you can make it a little bit darker now, but what I like is now you have the dark gray option where you can actually make them to where they can stand out a little more. All right, let's hit OK, and let's do the other one so we match it up. It's close. Background color, I think it just needs a little bit more. All right, I probably got that too dark. Let's see. Yeah, it's a little bit darker. But pretty cool stuff, guys, and there's more stuff in the works, man. So we're constantly striving, you know, to make this product even, you know, better and better. And there's a lot of stuff, you know, in the pipeline right now. So it's not going to stop. You know, ever since I've been here, man, we seem like we get a new version, a new dev version every week, and or having to bang around and play on it. But I really like the docking, the linking of the windows separately now, and not just having everything, you know, together. And I know from all the requests we get and emails and things like that, that a lot of people are going to really be happy about that. All right, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go over, we're going to take a break from the price. Well, let's see how much time we have. But I do want to show you guys, because seriously, you can pick up so much information by just looking at basic stuff. And this, gosh, I got too many windows in there. Price alerts, there they are. All right. So here was the price alerts 2 weeks ago. And the big winner I noticed was on box, and that's from David. Good job, David. David S. Do we have another David? I think it's just you. No, I think you're the one, David. I think David Shuttle. Is that how you say it? Schult. I'll butcher it.
I believe it's Schulte.
Schulte.
That's
There
just
we
a
go.
guess.
There we go. Anyway, a great price alert, David. And what he did, and you can see, guys, and this is why a lot of times you can set a price alert and forget it and just wait for it to go off. We say it all the time, set it and forget it. Okay, so this was, take a look at the date, created date for David. Let me highlight it so I can see it. I think it's this one. Okay, we're on 9/23. Okay, so come on, don't start being goofy on me, man. Anyway, there it is, 9/23. So on 9/23, when we had our last class webinar, and he submitted this, he's saying, you know what? I don't want to chase. I want to put an alert in at down here if it pulls back to the breakout area. And lo and behold, it took every bit of a week and he got his price. And it just goes to show you, when you get in a choppy market like this, guys, be patient. You can get your price a lot of times. And this one came down, hit it, just went barely below, and it's been going up ever since. And I'm telling you, this is the stuff that's working now, okay? Contrarian plays. And this is where the price alerts can really come in handy for you. Just find areas on the chart where you would like to be an owner or a seller of a stock, and just mark it up and just forget about it. Other than that, there was Uber. George had about a 4.5% gain on Uber. There was the call on basically the same day, I believe, and went up, came down, went up, and now it's higher. So not as clean as David's, but still in the money. And David Fontaine, I believe, with Team, and this was a short. I wonder if I missed. I wonder if that was supposed to be a short. I'm going to give you credit for it anyway. It hasn't really done anything, but I don't know if that was a short or not. But nonetheless, I got it marked as one, so we'll give you credit for that one. And that's about it, guys. And once again, it's the difficulty continues. It's been very hard, guys, for just people trying to play, breakouts and things like that. And I'm seeing it in my own trading. I've made more money in the SPXSs than I have in my longs recently, just because it's tough right now. Okay, you're in a very choppy market, and I think the best thing to do is put those alerts in where you can. Let's see, Jim says, better yet, if you have long conviction, you can sell puts and get paid. Yeah, there you go. And to wait for price to drop to your entry. Yeah, good point. Man that likes to dabble in some options. All right, you know what? Let's go ahead and do it. I think this is good. Maybe you guys will find some more pullbacks for me. Okay, so we got to get going quick here because we don't have a whole lot of time. Let me just go ahead and delete these. And good job, David. All right, you guys know the game rules. Just give me a stock and an entry price. I'm going to assume it's a long unless you tell me it's a short, and we'll get these going here. You guys fire away. I really hate to pass on that because it can be a very good educational piece each time we do that. It was your first time playing, David? Wow, look at that, man. You know what you're doing. Let's get some more of those. And if you guys don't want to play, I know it's a mess out there right now. I understand, but if we only get a few, that's fine. We only get a few. But Ignacio is first to bat here with a Baba, and Baba had kind of an impressive day today with a big gap up. I hate when stocks that have been in a death spiral do that, but they do it sometimes. 160. Okay, he's going for a 160. Okay, yeah, this thing is getting a little bit. Let me close a couple of things here. I think I may have some docking windows open. Let me just close a few of these. probably got some more stuff open. Okay, we only have one so far, so he may be the winner. Oh wait, I didn't put his name in there. Hold on. Gosh, let me do it again. Let me delete that. Try it again here. And that was Ignacio. You probably know what you guys are doing. You're scrambling, trying to find stocks. Man, I gotta get new batteries in my keyboard. That's what's happening. All
You got
right.
batteries in your keyboard?
You know what? I do. I ordered this all-in-one computer. I really love the computer, but I don't prefer these wireless keyboards. But you know, I needed a new one. That's what they sent me. And actually,
Gotcha.
it's yeah. I don't prefer it. But all right, NFE. Wait, NFE 3420. No, we might be. You know what? I'm not sure it is. Let's see, 3420. Looking for a continuation move there in NFE. And that is Amed. All right, Amed, good luck. RVLV. Long 6774. Oh, okay, he's looking for a pullback. I like that. $74, and that is from Neo. BAC 45 from Renee. Banks started out, and guys, this is so typical. Banks were looking so beautiful coming into the day. You had bonds selling off, so interest rates were going up. Everything looked great for a breakout, and this is what you get. I mean, you just got to be careful playing breakouts today. I promise you, I saw so many people on Twitter saying, "Oh, watch the brain, watch the financials, they look great," and this is so typical. All right, BAC at 45. Well, Renee is going to be smart. She's gonna not get caught in that one, and she's going to turn around and wait for the next one. The second mouse gets the cheese, which is a lot of time the case. All right, RKLB. Short from 13. Ooh, I see you looking for a breakdown there, huh? And that is from KJ. OPRX. 83, and that is a long from 83, looking for a pullback. And that would be Walt. Okay, that may be all.
And yeah, see KJ's question there. How do I see what Andy has shared?
Are you talking
chat.
about in the chat window? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the chat window of your GoToWebinar interface. Okay, so if you go in there, you'll find a chat window. It's usually right above the questions panel, but you probably popped out the questions panel. But yeah, there's a chat in there. You can find it. Yeah, it's in there. I see. I'm sitting here looking at it. I only shared one thing. Let's see. Extreme Master Blaster. Okay, yeah, I can do that real quick. By the way, the Extreme Master Blaster is in the Trader's Vault. Copy all, but I'll drop it in here. Just going to put MB for Master Blaster. All right, let me see. Okay, Slava got one in here at net 137.08 short. He's gonna fade. I like it. And that is a short, and that is Slava. You're welcome, KJ. No problem. All right, guys, looks like we got everybody. Let me go ahead and share these if I can find them. Should be at the top here. There we go. Only a few, but that's okay. I wouldn't want to play this mess either. It's tough right now. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna drop them in the same place in the chat window, so you guys grab them. You can see how you fare. Not only that, you can catch some good trades in there. And we'll just call it price alerts. And there you go. And with that said, we're just right at the top of the hour. I'll bring Scott in here, guys, and he'll walk us out. Thank you very much for your time and your great questions. And Scotty.
All right, yeah, thank you. On the way out, a couple of things for people to keep in mind. There's a good ebook about using these strategy indicators written by our Director of Software Development, Dave Amed. Go to trade-ideas.com/strategy, get that. It's free, and it's got some cloud links you can put in your layouts. If you like Trade Ideas, but you're not really ready to start a full subscription, think about the Strength Alerts newsletter. If you like our Trade of the Week, it's another winner. It's got 5 ideas for you. You get every Monday morning, late Sunday evening. Trade-ideas.com strength to learn more. Trade-ideas.com/strength. It's $17 a month, but again, gives you more ideas than just the Trade of the Week. We've got a test drive coming up starting Monday. So trade-ideas.com/test drive to learn more and to sign up. You get 2 full weeks of premium. So if you're a standard subscriber or you're not yet a subscriber, it's a great way to try us out without becoming an actual subscriber yet. So just sign up for that. You get 2 weeks of all the premium access and some special webinars and support sessions too. So check that out. If you decide you want to sign up now, use the code HOLLYROCKS. That saves 15% off any new subscription or upgrade from standard to premium. So do go ahead and try that out. If you want to find Jamie on Twitter, you can find him at QuantBot. You can also find our Steve Gomez at TISteveG. Also at Trade Ideas and some other handles. And Facebook.com/TradeIdeasPro is the Facebook page to like and share with your friends. And any questions, just shoot it to info@TradeIdeas.com. Goes to our help desk. Gets you the help you need as quickly as possible. So the recording of this session will be up later on tonight or tomorrow. You get an email reminder tomorrow with a link to the playlist. And thank you, Andy and Jamie. Have a nice one.
Thank you, Scott. And Jonathan, yeah, I'm sorry we ran out of time, but if you'll send that question right here that Scott just mentioned, we'll get back to you. You guys have a great weekend. I'm taking tomorrow off, so Chris will be doing the support webby.